reason, it is just not staying still this morning. Oh, okay, I think I might have fixed it. Okay. Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm just cleaning a bit before we head to church and the kids get up. This playroom has become a little bit of a disaster right now. And yes, I do have my kids help clean up. But it's just gotten a little bit messy, and I want to give them a good head start to like stay on top of it throughout the week. So we're just gonna clean up some of the mess that we have here. And if you're dropping in, just say hello. Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. Just cleaning up the kids' room a little bit here. Just trying to get it into a good place for the week. Good morning. Just cleaning up the kids' room right now. Getting some stuff done before we head to church. So, I know this room is getting like a little disastrous, and I actually just weeded out like a lot of our toys. Hey guys, welcome. And so I don't know, I feel like I need to do a second purge of toys. Like, it is such a struggle to stay on top of it, and if you guys have any tips, let me know, because I am like just hitting the point where we just always have so much toys. So right now I am just cleaning up my kids' playroom. I'm trying to get some stuff done before we head to church, and just trying to like get a jump start on the week. Like, I honestly try not to do a lot of chores on Sunday. I try to kind of leave that as like a day of rest. But we have been traveling a ton over the last few days, or really the last like week or so, and I just want to like get a really good kind of like system. So I'm Orthodox Christian, so I go to an Orthodox church. Yeah, we really like it. We actually just recently converted this year. So we were chrismated like a couple months ago, and our kids were all baptized in the church too. And like, I talked a little bit about my story of Christianity on this channel a little bit, but like the TLDW, too long didn't watch. I, grew up Christian, kind of like didn't do much after probably like 15 or so, and then my husband and I both kind of came back to the church around our 30s. So it's been a really good kind of exploration for us. So I used to work in like accounting finance for like 10 years. And I actually recently just retired to be a stay-at-home mom. So we're about to have our third in like 2 months, less than 2 months now. So, and right now my husband is deployed, and so like it just kind of made sense for our family to do that. If you want to subscribe, I would love it. I do a lot of homesteading, cooking, and motherhood content, so if that's up your alley, definitely would love to have you stick around. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining this morning. Let's see if I can find the bag that a lot of this stuff goes into. Oh. Trying to get up at 33 weeks pregnant is always a struggle. I will have my third in, well, sometime in the next 2 months here. I actually went 2.5 weeks early with my second, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping I'm not too early with the third, and I hope it's, you know, not too much of like a rushed labor, because I live like an hour and a half from our hospital. So I'm a little nervous because I actually walked in at 10 centimeters with my second. So because I like just didn't think I was actually in labor. I just like convinced myself it was Braxton Hicks for a really long time, because I was so early. So yeah, I don't know. I just like feel a little nervous about that. Oh, I'm sorry you're allergic to dogs. I actually have 2 dogs. They are very big, but they are doodles, so they're actually hypoallergenic. Though they still shed. Like people say, like, oh, those are, you know, they're good for people with allergies, and like to some extent they are. But I think like if you still have an issue with dandruff, they can still be not like the perfect dog. I don't know, but I don't have a dog allergy. I grew up with dogs my whole life, so I've never had to deal with that. But my husband is kind of sensitive to cats. I think he kind of grew out of that a little bit because like we've been together a really long time. And when we were younger, I feel like he used to be more sensitive when he was around cats, but now I don't feel like it's as bad. Maybe he would say differently. They are younger, so I have two kids, 3 and under. Patiently waiting for my pour over to go through, but it is the last bit of it is waiting a long time to filter. Sure. I'm being kind of a bad Orthodox Christian today. I'm drinking coffee before liturgy, but solo parenting 24/7 is it's a little exhausting. I'm not sure what you mean. Really hard to try and organize a lot of these into like bags, Ziploc bags. Like for like all the Legos go in one bag, all of the letters go in another bag, just to try to keep things like a little more organized. Thank you. I do feel like I'm hardworking. Definitely worked hard at a lot of the stuff in our life. But it is nice to be a stay-at-home mom now. Like, in some ways, I think I work harder than when I worked in corporate America. But in other ways, it's much easier. It's just much more rewarding for me personally. I found a lot of joy in staying home with my kids. That's a good question. I feel like I just kind of started one day. For me, it's like I really wanted to share with other people the things that I was learning when I was homesteading. So, and just like to show more realistic like homesteading content because I feel like a lot of it is like walking around in dresses and, like having this beautiful put together garden, and I didn't feel like there was a lot of just like normal people doing homesteading, like moms of like toddlers, and what a realistic garden will look like if you just don't have the time or energy to dedicate to like a perfectly weeded garden or like things that need to be on Pinterest and stuff. And so like it started with me sharing that, and then I also moved into sharing some recipes too because I spent a lot of time learning to cook like over the years. Like when I first moved out from my parents and like moved in with my husband, um, like I could cook fine, I could make food, but I couldn't necessarily, I didn't have the skills I have now for sure. And so like it was just a long time that I learned like how to cook, and I felt like sharing that on YouTube would be really helpful for other people who are trying to like learn how to make things from scratch and make healthier food, because our food is kind of like killing us. So very long-winded way of saying that I just wanted to try and like help people and share some of the things that I've learned, and now I just kind of I've expanded some of the stuff that I share. But yeah, and what kind of YouTube do you do? Thank you, I appreciate it. It's tough being on here, for sure. But yeah, if there's any recipes that you want to learn how to make, let me know. I'm always looking to add that. Thank you. I love my kids. And when my son says I'm the best mommy ever, it's literally the best thing to hear, for sure. Hey, Jessica. What are you guys up to this morning? I think we're gonna move over to the other side. I'm gonna try and drain some of this coffee here. That's good. Knowing how to cook at a young age is good. Cooking is a skill that you'll have the rest of your life, and it is very useful. That is pretty young. You should be going to bed or something. these letters here, like all small pieces, are like the bane of my existence. I don't know why I keep these. I hope that my kids will eventually play with them and like learn to spell or something. But they are all over the floor. It's like such a pain to pick up. But like I said, I think I need to weed out more of these toys. I feel like the more I get rid of, the better I feel about like how, like I feel like they play with more. And I know like so many like people talk about that, how like kids don't need a lot of toys, and I have really found that to be true. The more that like A, I organize them, and B, I get rid of some, because I just feel like they're not overwhelmed with all of the toys that are here, and they like can access them, and it also makes it easier for me to help them clean it up too, because I feel like when there's so many and they're just like nowhere to put them, like I as an adult have a hard time putting it away. I don't know how like a 3-year-old is supposed to put it away by themselves. So like for me, it has been really helpful for them to stay organized and clean. And I know like it doesn't look like it right now because it's kind of a disaster in here. But like I said, we had a really busy week, and we kind of left. We had to leave earlier. Well, not earlier, but I was running very behind when we had to run out of town, and so I just did not have time to focus on cleaning up the playroom before we left. And so that's why it's like kind of an extra disaster right now. But I do find that when it's all organized and stuff, they just have like a way better time, easier time cleaning up. Yeah, my kids do screen time. We're not like anti-screen here, but I do try to like limit how much and like what they watch. So it'll depend during the day. I don't have like a set time or anything or whatever, but if I feel like they're watching too much and they need to like get outside and play or play with something else, then I will just shut it off. But we do some TV here. But they don't have tablets. We're not doing tablets. I don't know. I just feel like that's a really hard thing to control. And that's like my husband and I's like red line. I don't know. But it's like no judgment on people who use tablets, because they can be good tools and stuff, and they can like learn a lot on them. But for us, I just feel like that's where we're like, no, and we don't do phones and stuff. Like when we're at like a restaurant, like we don't put a TV show on or anything. Like we want them to like learn to interact in public. I actually don't put my kids on YouTube, so I try to keep them offline as much as possible. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I misread your thing. You can see that they like playing. Yes, they do like playing. They are, I mean, we're home 24/7, 365. So, I mean, that's a big reason why it gets messy faster too, is like we're home all the time. So, for sure, it's like something you have to stay on top of, or it's going to get really messy. How I want to organize some of this stuff. Some of the stuff has to go back into the kitchen. I won't give exact ages, but they are 3 and under. So when I have my next kid, I will be three and under, which will be kind of crazy. I don't even know what time it is here. It's early in the morning. My phone doesn't show me the time when I'm live, but it's early. I've got to make sure I start getting ready here soon, probably for church before the kids get up, so that I have a little bit of time to get ready. In the afternoon, yeah, I have to figure out like what I need to weed more, because I just feel like there's too much toys still. And I really felt like I did a good job of taking those stuff out. That's good. There's always a good way to have balance. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna start getting ready. Thank you so much for cleaning with me, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.